Hello, universe. Welcome to 15 Minutes. How are you today? I must say that I am really impressed and appreciative by a lot of the people I have seen posting videos to participate in the Shea Loss 5-week challenge. Some people are calling it the Chubby Challenge. Someone called it, what was it? Summer Shea? Summer Shape Up, Chunky Butt Challenge, all kinds of stuff. Everybody has an idea. How about, if you need something catchy to keep you motivated, do whatever you have to do. It's really about each of us as an individual to achieve. So, I'm very impressed, like I said, by what I've seen so far. A lot of videos with people showing commitment and interest in doing it. And some you can see as being really more interested in the workout and trying to improve, and others sort of trying to get into vlogging and at the same time do a video about working out. Really, if you want to make a change in your life, you just have to decide. See, Shay talked about it the other day, about how Anthony Robbins at one point said something like, change occurs when the pain of what you do is worse than the pain of not doing something. I don't exactly remember the quote. And really it does come down to that. It's about pain and pleasure. You sometimes do things to maintain pleasure and avoid pain. The challenge is that the things you do to avoid pain sometimes include working out. And working out is going to be wearing on your body. I'll give you an example. It is Texas, Houston, Texas, approximately June 25th, 2013. The humidity is very high on the chart, and the temperature is probably 100 degrees. I have been up since 4:30 a.m. It is approaching 4 p.m. now, and I have been fairly consistently working in a garage that is hovered at around 80 degrees, because the air conditioner I have cannot combat very well the extreme heat that we are having. But I am here making 15 minutes for me and for you, should you be watching. And if you're not watching, then, well, how the hell do you know I'm saying this? So, here we are. It's about commitment. And I'm committed. And you are my support system. One view, a million views. It's my support system. It's me knowing that I'm accomplishing physically my goals and also my aspirations on YouTube. But first and foremost is my health. I'm very excited about it. So, Shay Loss has already posted his second video for this day, Tuesday. And it's great. He went out to, was it Santa Monica or Venice Beach? I can't remember. He was doing workout on the rings and the dip bars and all kinds of jazz. And I will be doing a video. It will probably not be an outside video, because I've spent a tremendous amount of time in the heat today. And in this weather, where I live, if I'm going to do a workout outside, I really need to do it in the morning. Because when it's 100 degrees outside, it's not particularly genius to be doing anything terribly overheated. Especially when you are still not in the best shape of your life. Don't wear yourself out on that kind of stuff, because it will burn you out on what you're doing too fast. Far, far too fast. You'll go, it's like that pain and pleasure thing. You go, this is too much pain. I'm overheated, and I don't see the results quick enough. That's one of the main reasons people stop working out. Just because they don't see results fast enough. And I've posted this on a couple of comments on the video responses for yesterday's video from Shay Loss. Small steps. They do make a huge difference. Excuse me, but it doesn't happen overnight. You have to be patient with it and committed to it. Because really, in the first week of working out, what you're doing is telling your body, I'm going to be doing perpetual motion. Your body is still holding on to a lot of the excess fat or whatever your choice of words is. It's still holding on to it, and it's feeding off of it. It's got lots of reserves if you have a lot of extra weight. So, once you get out of that first week, or the second week, that's when you start to acknowledge differences. I woke up and noticed it today. But it doesn't happen overnight. If you were going to stay in this for 2 weeks and think you need to see 4 pounds every week, for example, so you can lose 20 pounds, I fear you may lose your motivation. Now, while you could lose 4 pounds in a week, that means you have possibly pushed yourself so hard that you will burn out quickly. Don't burn out quickly. You know, I hate to do a comparison to the Cosby Show, but there was an episode on the Cosby Show years ago where it's talking about crash studying. And it's very relatable to crash dieting. On the show, the character would not study all year, and people do this in real life. It's not just a TV show. It's based on realistic situations. So let's just say it that way. People will do crash studying. They won't study all semester, and then we have a test tomorrow. So they cram everything in one night for the test the next day. And they may retain 60-70% of it, but they lose it very quickly because it wasn't a slow, what's the word, ingraining of it into their brain. And in the show, Bill Cosby's character related it to a jet. How you were always taking off and landing. Like that. And it's very true. And because of it, you burn more fuel. Well, in this case, fuel is your motivation. You go too quickly and push yourself too hard, too fast. You burn the fuel of motivation. And after a week, if you don't see results that make you go, I'm getting results, then you lose your motivation, your fuel. You run out of fuel. And making videos for people who are committed can be a form of fuel. But remember, above all else, you're in this for you. And move forward. Do it for your own success. That's all that matters. Really, this isn't about... Shay is a great aspiration because you see what he's accomplished. But so are you. You just haven't been on camera yet. And now you're on camera. So go achieve stuff. But I'll talk more about stuff in Shay Loss. 15 minutes is sort of a rambling of different topics in my brain. And one of them is that whole thing with Edward Snowden, which I think I mentioned yesterday, that he's escaped. Oh yeah, what I didn't mention yesterday was, and this is really funny and a little sad at the same time. So I believe Edward Snowden, this is the guy, by the way, who leaked information to the American press regarding NSA monitoring social media and phone calls and all that kind of stuff. So he escapes to Japan. I think it was Japan. And then they tried to stop him and get him extradited back, to get Japan to extradite him back to America to face charges. Well, before they can get him extradited, he suddenly shows up in Russia. And then they're going to try and catch him in Russia. And they find out that he's scheduled a flight to go from Russia to Cuba. But when they go to the airport to try and apprehend him, he's not there. This is very sad. A very sad telling of the CIA in the United States, or whatever brand of Secret Service has been monitoring him. Because do you really think that this man, knowing you're looking for him, do you really believe he's going to be so blatant under any aspect?
Alert. Low battery.
To
20%
let...
of battery remaining.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to turn off the battery.
Dismiss. Button. Camera. Viewfinder. Image.
So, let me see.
Double tap to focus.
Okay.
Viewfinder. Image. Elapsed time. 11 minutes. 54 seconds.
We're doing good on time. God, you guys make time fly so fast. So anyways,
12 minutes.
do you really...
12 minutes.
Okay.
1 second.
Okay.
Viewfinder. Image.
Double tap to...
Double tap to focus.
There you go. Talking camera. Do you really believe that a man who knows you're looking for him is going to make it so easy for you to find him? He's obviously smarter than you are. Because good logic says to me, I would put out a false pretense as to where I was going to be, and by the time you get there to stop me, I will already be halfway to my destination. And just because I tell you I'm going to Cuba in a plane, I'm probably going somewhere else. I mean, good God. Do you really need a third grader to explain this to you? Okay, I'm going to somewhere else. Please. The guy is obviously outsmarting you because you're thinking so elementary. Besides, as I pointed out to someone yesterday, if the guy really wanted to be a foreign spy, he would have never released any information to the media here in America. He would have gone to some foreign country, unbeknownst, which obviously he can accomplish, and he would have sold his secrets to another country already. He would not have revealed information to the American public. He did it because he had a conscience, and because he felt like people needed to know what the government was doing. Not only that, he probably has been a part of the process. Yes, thank you. Like I told you, it was almost 4 o'clock. So, he's already been part of the process. He's probably been monitored himself, and he was tired of it. So he revealed information. And I keep getting jumping topics, as I do. I'm still getting comments on the Jane Wicker video, and I'm glad. I'm glad it's a conversation about people, about this person who died. I know a number of people who never even heard of it. And then when they hear about who she was and what she did, they're like, oh my God, this is an example of what I was talking about. There are women who are just as daring as men, and yet we're still struggling with equal pay. It's so ludicrous that women are not already paid the same as men. It's equal rights across the board. Gender, race, you should be paid. The only issue I ever take with anyone is citizenship. Because you should not be getting money from our government if you are not an active member of our country. If you aren't a citizen, and if you can get a job, get a job. That is the only issue I have. Doing your best to pay your way, not living off of welfare and the people who do their best to survive in this country. There's a difference if you're in school and working towards a career. There's a difference if you are disabled to the point where you cannot actively participate in society in the normal ways. There's very strong differences, but you need to be a citizen of this country doing that. If you are not a citizen of this country, we don't owe you anything. I'm not trying to be rude by that, but there are plenty of people with disabilities in this country and people who are going to school who are citizens of this country that we have a responsibility to support and help through the education system or the rehabilitation system. We can't keep taking on everybody else's burdens. If your country is not supporting you, change your country. Won't happen overnight. It may not happen in your lifetime. But you can lead the country towards better days if you're committed. Just like anything. Just like working out. It was, oh gosh, I'm going to be asked to do math right now, aren't I? 137 years ago almost, that this country set forth a Declaration of Independence, okay, to make a change. And look at how much has evolved, but it took 137 years. You may not be the person who gets to see the change occur, but you will be a pioneer if you are vocal and present enough. In 137 years, while you may be gone, you will not be forgotten. So be a pioneer in one capacity or another. Doesn't mean you have to change your country. Change the way people look at fitness. Change the way people look at video making. Change the way your family history unfolds. If your family has been one way and followed a path that is not been for the positive, change the history of it. Know that while you may not be there 137 years from now, your grandchildren are sitting down with their grandchildren and they're having a wonderful Christmas that you never had as a kid. Do it for the right reasons for the future. And you will be a pioneer. You don't have to be emblazoned on the walls of Mount Rushmore or written about in the history books, because you'll be remembered, but it may be within 50 or 60 people. But it's like Quantum Leap did. The lives you touch, touch others. And those lives, others. And you may have done a lot of good, but you can do a lot more. So your choice is, what are you committed to doing? For you, and for the future. And do the best you can. Anyways, 15 minutes are long since passed. And I'm off. Have a great day. Great afternoon, and take care of yourself. And to all those doing the Shaylos vids and participating in the 5-week challenge, make a change for you. No one else. At the end of the day, even if you don't do videos about it, do something for yourself. Be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid. And the mighty forces are in here and in here, if you believe in a soul. Take care of yourself. See you on the opposite side of today, which would be tomorrow. Live with passion.